We've got a love story to tell you about here in the next segment of Dialogue, in an opera production and in real life. Let's meet our next two guests, because this is a pretty, they're performing with the Virginia Opera, but your love life sounds like a soap opera. We're going to get personal in this segment. How you guys doing? Welcome. This is Patrick Miller and Veronica Mitina? Mitina. I told her I was going to mess up her last name. And they, well, you tell this story, okay? You're in an opera production that you all can start to see beginning on Friday, and we'll tell you more about that. Your love interest in the production, and then that became love interest in real life, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we met in Des Moines when we were doing a summer opera festival, and we were cast in a show together where we played love interest in the show, La Traviata, and we, in the scene that we remember best is where Veronica dies. Her character dies in my arms. Ooh. But it's it's very romantic. It sounds.
Oh, that's very romantic.
Yeah.
It was the end of the scene, the end of the character's life, but the new beginning for us in our relationship, I guess.
Yes.
So how we'll talk about the opera in a second, but how is the real new beginning going for you guys? You still in love with him?
Oh, yes.
You still in love with her?
Oh, yeah.
I understand you brought some pictures from your worldwide romance, huh?
Yes, we did. Yes. We brought pictures from our reception. Our wedding was in Minneapolis, which is where I'm from, and we had a reception for all of her relatives, and my parents came over as well in St. Petersburg, Russia. And we have several pictures from around the city, as well as Peter the Great's palace there.
Beautiful. Veronica, when you see these pictures, what goes through your mind?
It was the best time. It was so great to see all the family together and to go and visit all these places in St. Petersburg, and we just had a blast. It was wonderful.
So now what production are you guys working with the Virginia Opera?
Eugene Onegin. It's the opera by Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. And it's actually based on a poem by Pushkin, famous Russian poet. Same name, Eugene Onegin, and the events take place in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
Around the country, around the city, and then later on in the city.
Now, see, I might be like many people at home. I might not get opera. You know, I'm used to saying like, Rocky and Rambo. So, what is this opera production? What is this about?
The opera is, interestingly, it's a love story, but it's a love story where the characters don't always connect. My character, Lenski, who is a poet, very passionate and artistic person, is in love with her character's sister,
Olga.
Olga. And the two of us are in love, and you follow that story, and then you follow the story of Veronica's character, Tatiana, and Eugene Onegin. And the two love stories parallel each other, and in some ways have similar endings. I don't know if I should tell you the endings.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. But is it easy for people to follow if, let's say, they haven't been to the opera before, or they've been once or twice?
Yeah, I think it's a very simple. That's the nice thing about this opera. Even though it's in Russian, you're gonna first of all you'll have super titles, as Virginia Opera has for every show.
Good.
It's not a complicated story. It's a simple story where if you walked in and you hadn't done any research, you didn't know anything about the characters, and you sat down and you watched this show, you would be able to follow it easily. The characters are very simply laid out, but what is complex is the emotions that the characters have. And you see that love in Russia is very similar to love in America, and that's what we found.
Yeah, amen. Good for you, man. Veronica, how do you try to, if it's so emotional for you, how do you try to convey that to the audience and get them to feel what you're feeling?
Through singing, through I'm trying to connect as much as possible with the music, with the orchestration, and I would say through my voice.
What is it that you love about the opera so much that makes you want to get on stage night after night?
The feeling that you get swept away with the emotion, and
Well, you did.
it's just
That's good.
yes,
It works.
in real life.
Who knows?
Yes,
Maybe
yes,
it'll
Gotta start
absolutely.
singing opera.
Absolutely, yeah.
No,
And
seriously.
communication, as well as with artists on stage, with the characters, with colleagues, and as well as with the audience, trying to convey the story, and I think the joy of singing, for me, that would be the two, communication and the joy of singing.
But we feel the same. I think we feel the same way when we go to an opera that an opera lover who is not a singer would feel. You go to the we go to the opera, and you connect with the character, and that's what people enjoy about opera. Is you go and you see someone who may be in a different culture, in a different time period. You know, it's just like going to a movie that's set in Victorian England. You can still make a connection with that character because they have those, you know, they're dealing with the same emotions, the same feelings that you might be dealing with in your day-to-day life at work. And you come and you see that, and you can have that moment of connection with that character, and it's a very satisfying feeling.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, we congratulate you guys. It's a wonderful story, and I know you
Thank
care
you.
a lot about the Virginia Opera's latest production, which is,
Eugene Onegin.
because I can't pronounce it. I was going to say you're going to do that the whole segment. Starting Friday, and it's running through February 17th at the Harrison Opera House, right?
Yes.
And then for ticket info and all that good stuff, you can call 1-866-OPERA-VA. That's 1-866-673-7282. Or you can also check out vaopera.org. We wish you a long run here in Hampton Roads and a long run in your lives.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Not a
you.
wrong run, a long run. Okay, I want to make sure I got that out. A long run. We're back with more of Dialogue for you right after this. Stay with us.